Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. This is your weekend sales update. We had 12 sales this past weekend in July, and thank goodness for Vinted and thank goodness for Sunday because things were looking bleak on Friday and Saturday, but let's get into it. Quick breakdown. We had 6 sales on Vinted, 2 sales on eBay, 3 sales on Poshmark, and 1 Facebook Marketplace. And now maybe you're wondering to yourself, wow, Depop had really been popping off for you, Tony. Where's the Depop sales? I'm suspended for pocket knives. And here's the dealio, Emilio. I had been selling the pants off of pocket knives on Depop. I sold 4 pocket knives very quickly, like a month or so ago, more than a month ago, I think. And so I listed another pocket knife on there. I know not to list them on Vinted. Been there, done that. Oopsies. And it sold, and then I get a message that I am suspended for pocket knives, and they sent me their policy and all that. I'm just like, I didn't know because I was selling them many. Anyway, that was a long tangent, but no Depop. And the thing about Depop is I messaged their support asking, apologizing, I learned my lesson. And just inquiring on how long my suspension was. I messaged them on Tuesday. Still have not heard back from Depop support. It is a suspension, but not a ban. And thank goodness, because I have a good amount of funds tied up in Depop right now. Anyway, moving on. No Depop right now is basically where we're going there. We're going to start off Friday. Only 2 sales on Friday. None on eBay. Isn't that crazy? First up, if there's one thing I'm always on the prowl for, it is a DVD VCR combo. One of my favorite letter combinations when put together. This one is not a huge winner, but this is not the piece. I grabbed the wrong thing. Can you imagine if I shipped this to the person? This is a piece of stereo equipment, and this is listed for $90. And I set this aside to pack and ship tonight. Folks, I better go get the DVD VCR combo. Just 1 second. I don't edit. We're not doing that. I'm just gonna go get it. I'm not gonna go get it. It's in the other room. It's a Symphonic DVD VCR combo without the remote, tested working. I sold it for $30 on Poshmark. I got it for $1 at a garage sale. Symphonic, Curtis Mathes, not really ones to look out for. I mean, if they're $1, absolutely. But you're going to want to look for those Sonys and those Magnavox, absolutely Magnavox, Philips. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And that's what threw me off is I saw Sony on that. And I'm like, hang on here. But that's a different thing. Looks similar. We're going to move on. This is taking a while. I apologize. But that is tested working beautifully. These are tested working not. They're tested not working, actually. These are 2 portable CD players. Doesn't that take you back, Y2K? Hello. RCA, this one's got battery corrosion. This one is no bueno. Absolutely not gonna work. Maybe somebody can make it work. I can't. Duraband, very minor, very minor signs of corrosion. I tested it working the first time, no problem. I went to go take pictures, because I was gonna list this by itself because it was working. And then I couldn't get it to work for my pictures. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm fiddling with it. I got it to work like twice out of 5 times. So I'm like, screw it. I'm not selling that as working. So I put them together as 4 parts. Bummer. Paid $1 a piece. Sold them for $5 as a pair on Vinted. If this one would have been working, that would have been a nice $20 to $25. This one would have been 15 to 20. Because I have headphones I would have thrown in them. I would have made a nice bundle. But nope. So we're going to go right into Saturday then, and this is the last Mickey Mantle 1996 Topps trading card. It's not value at all. I've been selling for $1 or $2. This is the last one I let go for $1 on eBay. Going to Des Moines, Iowa. And then we have this. I enjoy Party Light. If Party Light is cheap enough, I will pick it up, especially if it's in the box. You can kind of tell the age of Party Light by the box as well. Look into that yourself. Oh my gosh, my ring almost chipped it. What a video. Almost, thank goodness. This is an Ivy Garden iron candle votive. Look at the girth on that bad boy. Talk about a 3-wick. Have mercy. But this piece is not worth a darn. I sold it for $5 on Poshmark. But it is beautiful. And Party Light can do well, but maybe scan Party Light before you bought it. I did not buy this. This was a donation from a good family friend. Thank you very much, Tina and Nikki, for that. And that wraps up Saturday. 2 sales Friday, 2 sales Saturday. Thank goodness for Sunday. We had 8 sales today on Sunday, starting off with a less impressive one. I shout out to Shirley and Dipped It live auction. I got a bundle of 6 hats for $9. They were more than paid for with a Cincinnati Reds hat, and then the other ones were just kind of extra butter on the biscuit, if you will. This one is just a Bahamas hat. Not something I would pick up on itself, but it was a part of the bundle. It sold for $3. I don't want to throw it away. Next I can't show you. I sold a Milton Bradley electronic handheld hangman game. And I put a new battery in it, and I wasted at least 45 minutes playing it because it was quite enjoyable. I sold it for cash money on Facebook Marketplace to a lovely lady here in my hometown. I got that for 50 cents and sold it for $7 cash. Next, we are going over to Poshmark. And here's our winner of the weekend. Look at this gorgeous piece. And I am not the one to thank for this beautiful piece. You see, I slept in, and my wife and her friend went to an estate sale a while ago. I made a video about it. And just picked up stuff for me to resell with no guidance at all, just kind of went range free. And she got this for $2. And it turns out that this is a Marquee by Waterford, and it sold for $38 over on Poshmark. There you go, Nicole. Very fantastic. Beautiful piece, not a flaw to be found. And look at that absolutely stunning pattern, this beautiful crystal butter dish. As I gently set that to the side, we'll move on to the final 5 sales, which all took place on Vinted. CDs were popping off today. First up, these CDs are actually from my personal collection, all of them. Van Halen 5150. This sold for $5 on Vinted. Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is the Chronicle, the 20 greatest hits. This sold for $4 on Vinted. We'll skip the next 2 and go to the CD just to keep on trend here, on pattern here. This is Journey Evolution, another one of my CDs. This sold for $7 on Vinted. And I think these might have been either a part of a CD buyout or a donation, but I set them to the side and listened to them for several months. So either way, I'm going to say that was a personal item. Anyway, we're going to move on to the longest listed item of the weekend, which surprisingly is this. This has been listed on eBay for over a year and 3 months. This is a Sesame Street book and record combo, sealed, from 1970 with Big Bird on it, teaching about letters. I don't remember what I originally had this listed for, but I used to have my listings where it went down by between $1 and $4 every month. Anyway, I did cross-list it now that I have that tool, and it did sell on Vinted for $4. But yeah, long time. I don't know why nobody wanted this. I thought this was a cool piece. I thought it was cool enough to pay $2 at a garage sale for a year and 3 months ago. Anyway, our final sale is another item that sat over a year, but not quite as long. This is a teapot, and I have an issue with teapots. You see, I really have issues with things that any of my family has collected in the past. Teapots, John Deere, cookbooks, Noah's Ark, marbles, things along that ilk. My family, a different family, has collected those items throughout the years, and so when I see them, I pick them up. Teapots I have started to stray from because I have never sold a teapot quickly. And they take up space, and they're glass, and they're fragile, and there's multiple pieces, so I have cooled it on the teapots unless it is an absolute stunner, which these days I would pass this on, but I got this for $1. I actually got a garage sale, got 3 of these, not of the same one, 3 different teapots for $1 each, and I still have all 3, and that was over a year ago. It sold for $5 on Vinted. I will see you tomorrow for some hopefully slightly more impressive sales. What's your favorite of the weekend? If the portable CD players would have worked, that's my personal favorite, because I remember walking to the school bus in 2004 with my CD player, rocking and rolling. But my favorite's probably got to be a little crystal butter dish. Are you a butter in the fridge person or a butter on the counter person? Definitely a butter on the counter person myself. It's already ready to spread.